Yeah, I wouldn't characterize it disappointed. I think he's working very, very hard. He's getting really close.
You get any word from the NFL on that DeJuan Jones play that you turned in?
I did. That should have been a penalty, which we all thought in the moment.
Interior pressure, specifically a more steep challenge for certain quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think pressure in general is hard for quarterbacks, wherever it comes from. All quarterbacks, I will say the interior wise, you can get home quicker just by the distance you have to travel as opposed to the edge. So that all teams try to keep that interior.
I've never sat on the bench and said, I learned a lot today.
Yeah.
Do you agree with him on that? What are your thoughts when he said that?
Everybody respect being respecting, so that's not nothing in my place to answer. That's nothing I can't answer. I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing.
Stefanski-Sanders drops his comments. Deion Sanders cranks the volume, and suddenly Kevin Stefanski, usually calm, like he's reading bedtime stories to the media, snaps back like he's had enough. But here's the twist. Instead of cooling things down, he lights the whole situation on fire by saying he's ready to play right now. Not coach. Play. Is this a midlife crisis or the NFL's strangest comeback plot? Either way, the whole league's tuned in like it's Sunday night TV. And get this, after years of sounding like a hostage negotiator every time he grabbed a mic, Stefanski finally said the words Cleveland's been begging for. Shedeur Sanders. The way he said it, you'd think the man just confessed to a government secret. But nope, it was all football and pure drama.
Does it make? He already Shedeur won the 2 damn competitions that existed and you still didn't care. You just want to go with Dillon, and it's not because. It is not because Dillon is the preference for Stefanski. It is because the culture in Cleveland doesn't support a black franchise QB long term at the #1 spot, drafted #1 or drafted 144. They thought they could pigeonhole him there, which was ridiculous, which means they don't know talent and they don't give a damn about it. They knew coming out of training camp, Shedeur Sanders was going to make.
When a coach is tight-lipped as Stefanski finally says your name, that's when you know things are about to explode. Meanwhile, Shedeur wasn't staying quiet either. He stepped right up and told the world he's ready. Ready to start. Ready to lead. Ready to pull Cleveland out of its never-ending meltdown and give this city something that actually looks like hope. And fans? Oh, they ate it up like free ribs at a tailgate. Because let's be honest, Browns fans would believe in anything at this point. Rookie, washed-up vet, mascot in shoulder pads. Doesn't matter as long as someone can promise not to crash the season before Christmas. But here's where it really gets wild. Instead of giving fans some spark, some life, Stefanski fed them corporate buzzwords like it was a press release. He didn't sound like a head coach fighting for wins. He sounded like a middle manager trying to delay bad news. Shedeur is working hard. He's close. He's improving every day. Please, that's not football talk. That's LinkedIn talk with shoulder pads. And while he's out there handing out empty quotes, he's still trotting out Grandpa Joe Flacco like it's 2012 again.
Finally, to Shedeur Sanders. A favorite subject of mine because he's a favorite player of mine without a real home, without a real opportunity, without real hope that he so deserves. Again, he should have been the first overall pick in the draft. My friend Mel Kiper had him ranked above Cam Ward, as did I. First overall pick to Tennessee. Right now, should have been Shedeur starting for the Tennessee Titans.
The man's highlight reel could double as a retirement video, and somehow he's still getting reps. If that's not football malpractice, what is? And it's not just Shedeur sitting there waiting for a chance. Dillon Gabriel's collecting dust too, like an antique nobody wants to move. At this rate, the Browns might as well start calling fans from the stands to suit up. It's chaos, confusion, and classic Cleveland. The kind of mess you just can't look away from. Stefanski's stubbornness is straight out of the Stone Age, while the rest of the league's already streaming 8K holograms on their phones. No matter how he tries to spin it, we all see what's happening. Joe Flacco isn't experienced, he's expired. The man creaks louder than the stadium gate when he bends down to tie his cleats. Now here's where it gets spicy. Fans are starting to whisper. Maybe, just maybe, Shedeur should pull an Angel Reese move. Demand that exit, make some noise, throw a little shade, burn the bridge, and moonwalk across the ashes. Because honestly, if Stefanski won't unleash him, there are plenty of teams out there praying for a spark who'd grab Shedeur-Sanders in a heartbeat. Picture this: Shedeur rocking a fresh jersey, clean of Cleveland's heartbreak stains. Can you even blame him? Being stuck behind Joe Flacco in 2025 is pure comedy. That's like getting drafted into the NBA but being told you can't play until Vince Carter comes out of retirement. Except he already did retire years ago.
Shedeur-Sanders is bigger than Shedeur, is deeper than Shedeur. It's about us, family. Let's just be real. You guys see that. It's about us, man. Shedeur, you need to say something. No more cute words. No more like 4 days ago when you had that viral press conference where you referenced the quarterback play in the NFL sucks and you probably could play for those teams as well. And bro, you sugarcoating things too much. You are your daddy's son, and that's the issue. We love Coach Prime. Coach Prime is so gifted, they couldn't ignore Coach Prime the way they ignored.
It's the kind of timeline that makes you check your contract twice just to be sure you didn't accidentally sign up for the wrong sport. But Stefanski? He doesn't care about optics, noise, or the obvious. He's doubling down on that tired speech. Quarterback development is a process. Some start right away, some sit for years, blah, blah, blah. It's the same recycled quote every time. Everyone's working hard, everyone's improving. That's like asking your boss about a raise and getting hit with, "We value all our employees equally." Cool story, Kevin. But who's actually cashing the check? Meanwhile, Browns Nation is at its boiling point. Social media's split like a broken huddle. Half the fans are begging Stefanski to let Shedeur play before the whole season circles the drain, and the other half are scared he'll get buried behind that O-line with more holes than a $3 pair of socks falling apart in the wash. This is peak Browns chaos, and nobody does chaos like Cleveland. And let's be real, Stefanski's timing is straight-up comedy. Right after Shedeur boldly declares he's ready, Stefanski answers like a guy who's been dared to jump in the pool but insists on dipping one toe first. He's close, he's improving, we're happy with his progress.
Well, I gotta be honest. There's one person in the National Football League right now that moves the needle, and he's a third-string quarterback. Shedeur-Sanders. Oh, in light of the comments he just made, I made a video on it yesterday afternoon where he was talking about other quarterbacks around the league compared to him. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, after seeing Kyler Murray last night, I'm like, if I'm Arizona, I'd flip a fifth over there and see what you got. I don't think, I'm not a Kyler Murray guy.
Translation? Shedeur could literally walk on water, and Stefanski would still say, "We'll reevaluate next week." Now, let's talk about Joe Flacco, because this is where the laughter hits the loudest. Cleveland fans are being asked to believe that a quarterback who peaked during the Obama era is suddenly their savior. Sure, the old Corolla still runs, but let's be honest, it's holding up traffic while the rest of the league flies by in Teslas. And then there's Deion Sanders, Coach Prime himself. You think he's just going to sit back while his son's career collects dust in Cleveland's garage like a treadmill nobody uses? No chance. Deion doesn't do quiet. He's cooking something. Probably sketching a plan to roll into Berea with his cowboy hat, gold shades, and a full marching band behind him until Stefanski finally gets the message.
He was drafted in the 5th round, 144th overall. And we know that he's the third string quarterback on the depth chart. And he's the emergency quarterback every week since week 1, leading up to week 3, probably going into week 4, he's going to be an emergency quarterback as well. And with that being said, he's listed on the inactive roster. But we've heard Shedeur-Sanders a couple days ago. We did a show. He talked about, the camaraderie he got with the guys on the scout team and the practice squad, where he's building connections.
If Stefanski thinks the media's been rough, wait until prime time starts applying pressure. On the other side, you've got a rookie practically begging for his shot. And caught right in the middle are fans who've already suffered enough heartbreak to fill a whole Shakespeare play. Cleveland's quarterback drama isn't even football anymore. It's a reality show gone off the rails. You've got the stubborn vet refusing to hang it up, the hungry rookie pounding on the door, and a coach who thinks tossing out empty motivational lines is going to calm the storm. Let's keep it real. Shedeur-Sanders would be starting for half the league right now. The Giants are out there tossing Jackson Dart into the fire like he's the next great franchise hope, while Stefanski's over here acting like Shedeur still needs 6 more months of yoga before he's ready. Please, rookies don't grow by sitting on the bench watching Joe Flacco fossilize on live television. They get better by playing. That's the real kicker, isn't it? Every quarterback comes with risk. Some explode out the gate, some need a year to adjust, and a few flame out fast.
Right? Your line is just to say, hey, I'm here trying to get better. I'll be ready. I'm just going to try and do my best. You got to kind of get better in silence. And you have to realize that sometimes you got reporters just sitting around and they'll put a camera in your face. You think they're your friend. You feel good because you're getting some attention because you're not the starting quarterback, and you just say stuff, not realizing that it blows up to stuff like this. And the last time we saw him in the playoff, in the preseason against guys that are probably, pumping gas right now, he didn't.
But Stefanski's treating Shedeur like he came out of the draft with a giant warning label. Fragile. Do not open until 2027. Every time someone presses him about it, he starts spouting the same old corporate script. We're developing our young talent. We're focused on long-term growth. Long-term growth? Buddy, this is Cleveland. Fans here don't believe in long-term anything. They live in short-term pain and long-term patience that's been tested for decades. Other teams throw their rookies into the fire and let them learn by getting hit. But Stefanski's out here acting like a helicopter parent, terrified Shedeur might scrape his knee. Newsflash, Kev. Football's a contact sport. So yeah, go ahead and pour yourself another sad bowl of cereal with milk that expired last week while you tell reporters how veteran leadership still matters. This situation's gotten so ridiculous that trade rumors don't even sound like rumors anymore. They sound like rescue missions. Fans are daydreaming about Shedeur getting shipped anywhere, just somewhere that'll actually let him play. Picture this. Shedeur in a system where he doesn't have to fake excitement while watching Joe Flacco wobble across the field like a malfunctioning Roomba bumping into walls.
Stefanski had some things to say about Shedeur Sanders in his press conference today. Looked like the moment everybody has been waiting for has arrived. That is Kevin Stefanski finally uttering Shedeur Sanders' name. Now, we know Shedeur Sanders made it apparent his business to speak about his current state with the Browns yesterday, you boy. Now, a lot of people has reacted to that. That's the video we did before this one, kind of breaking down what Shedeur Sanders had to say. Now, with that being said, Kevin Stefanski made it his time and his business to speak about it. Now, we know Shedeur Sanders has been sitting on the bench for the entire season.
The NFL rarely plays out that perfectly, but imagine the chaos if it did. Shedeur forcing his way out of Cleveland and turning into the headline disruptor of the year. From benched rookie to bold breakout, the kid who saved his own career by walking away from the mess. And don't think Deion Sanders hasn't noticed. Oh no. Coach Prime lives for this kind of spectacle. If it were up to him, he'd be crashing every Browns press conference himself, sunglasses on, shaking his head saying, if you've got a Ferrari, you don't leave it covered in the garage while you're out driving a rusty pickup. But here's the irony. Stefanski's still parading that rusty pickup around the block like it's a brand new ride while the Ferrari sits under a tarp collecting dust. Don't get it twisted though, the man's not clueless.
Did not mince words today when he was interviewed by his locker the day after practice. Shedeur Sanders let it be known to the world and to Kevin Stefanski and to the Cleveland Browns organization that he's ready right now and he's ready to play. And what do I get from that, man? It seems like Shedeur Sanders is applying a lot of pressure to that Cleveland Browns organization, and he's just waiting for his chance. But he said, look, I'm ready to play. I'm ready to play right now.
He knows the second he says too much, it'll set off a full-blown meltdown. Translation, stop asking me about Shedeur. I'm still not putting him in. Honestly, it's almost genius. Stefanski's mastered the art of saying absolutely nothing while talking for 5 minutes straight. The man could run for office with that skill set. Picture the campaign slogan, Kevin Stefanski, delivering progress without promises since 2020. But here's the thing, Cleveland's not buying it anymore. Every year it's the same sad loop. Quarterback controversy, empty promises, mid-season heartbreak, and a fan base left wondering why they keep doing this to themselves. But this time, there's a twist that's got the whole league paying attention. Shedeur Sanders isn't just another rookie trying to find his rhythm. He's Deion Sanders' son. That last name alone carries more weight than the entire Browns offense right now. And you better believe the media's not letting it go.
Shedeur Sanders says he feels better. He can play better than other starting quarterbacks. I did this video yesterday afternoon. If you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I am capable of doing better than that. Well, that leads us to Mary Kay Cabot, and here's the problem, folks. Do you think other teams in the National Football League see this and they're like, yeah, that's what I want to have to deal with if I have a backup quarterback. I want my coach to have to answer questions for things that my backup quarterback is saying. I keep telling folks, Unfortunately, Sanders and Sanders fans right now are hurting Sanders more than
Other teams are already circling like vultures, watching the chaos unfold and waiting for their chance to swoop in. Somewhere, some GM is already daydreaming about pulling off a trade just to stick it to Cleveland. Because in this league, revenge is just another form of motivation. And by the time Stefanski finally caves and lets Shedeur take a snap, the Browns will probably already be out of playoff contention. Again, fans will be left screaming about what could have been, adding another chapter to Cleveland's never-ending heartbreak anthology. Honestly, it's almost comedic how Stefanski managed to turn a routine press conference into a full-blown soap opera. Reporters threw him softballs, and he still answered like he was reading off a tax form. Dry, robotic, and completely missing the point. Then, out of nowhere, he tosses in a random rant about offensive line issues. As if talking about blocking schemes was going to make everyone forget the real story. Nice try, Kevin. But nobody's tuning in for a TED Talk on interior pass protection. They just want to know one thing. When is Shedeur actually touching the football? And here's the cherry on top. Joe Flacco isn't even playing well enough to justify all this loyalty. If he were lighting up defenses, maybe the fans could live with it, but no. Watching Flacco at this stage is like trying to run Windows XP on a brand new gaming laptop. The effort's there, but the system can't keep up.
Kevin Stefanski, for whatever reason, is gung-ho about playing 40-year-old Joe Flacco. Now, if they feel like they can make it to the Super Bowl, make it to the playoffs with him, so be it. But do I feel like that's the best situation for Shedeur as a player? No. I feel like Shedeur Sanders need to get traded, need to go to another team, need to somehow, some way, figure out a way to get out of this Cleveland Brown contract. Yeah, we just seen Angel Reese get out of hers in Chicago, right? So maybe Shedeur Sanders need to make some noise, get the hell out of his contract. Throw people under the bus. Make the team.
Yet, there's Stefanski, staring at him like he's holding the cure to every Browns problem ever written. Nobody's asking about the offensive lineman, Kevin. Nobody's asking about your special teams coverage units either. The question was about Shedeur, but you'd think Stefanski was auditioning for a PR job with the way he dodges it. It's almost impressive how smooth he's gotten at deflection. The man could teach a masterclass called How to Talk for 10 Minutes Without Saying a Thing. But here's where it gets hilarious. Every time Stefanski refuses to give Shedeur credit, the story explodes even more. If he just once said, yeah, the kid looks good, maybe the media would have moved on. But no, his refusal to even acknowledge it has turned every press appearance into a full-blown circus. The more he downplays it, the louder the whispers get. That he's hiding something, that he's scared, that maybe Shedeur's already too good to sit quietly on that bench. Right now, the Browns' quarterback room doesn't even feel like a locker room anymore. It feels like an episode of Survivor. The tribe's restless, alliances are forming, and everyone's wondering who's getting voted off next. It's no longer about who's throwing the football. It's about who's outlasting the drama.
To come on here and say, man, like, it's a lot of trashness going around in the NFL right now for my man Shedeur to not be getting no run and no playtime somewhere. All I'm saying is, like, it's a lot of trash around the NFL. Like, it's a lot of horrible quarterback play. Like, it's a lot of just mediocre teams. Like, when y'all drafted that boy in the 5th round, like, I felt like y'all had these teams, like, y'all knew what y'all was doing.
Fans are glued to every press conference like it's the next big episode drop, just waiting for Stefanski to slip up and finally admit what everyone already knows. And let's be real, his silence isn't helping one bit. The more he dodges the Shedeur Sanders question, the more it looks like he's hiding something big. Is he protecting Flacco? Protecting himself? Or is he just too stubborn to admit the rookie might actually be ready right now? Whatever the case, the whispers aren't fading. They're growing louder by the day. The rest of the league's circling like sharks, front offices are taking notes, analysts are stirring the pot, and fans outside Cleveland are laughing at the chaos. To them, it's obvious. The Browns are sitting on a potential game changer, but instead of unleashing him, they're letting him rot while the season quietly slips away. And here's the cruel part. If Shedeur ever does get unleashed, it might already be too late. By then, Cleveland could be sitting outside the playoff picture again, haunted by another season of what-ifs and wasted potential. The Browns aren't just burning through games, they're burning through hope. And in this city, hope's already stretched thinner than a fourth-quarter lead. You've got Joe Flacco, the seasoned vet out there, just trying to survive one more round like he's in a battle of attrition. And you've got Kevin Stefanski playing the role of reality show host, dragging out the suspense week after week, milking the drama like there's a prize for frustration. Meanwhile, the fans, they're stuck in the middle, showing up every Sunday, hoping, praying, waiting for something to finally change. But deep down, they already know the ending. because this is Cleveland, the land where happy endings don't live. This is the home of heartbreak, chaos, and a loyalty so bizarre it borders on self-inflicted pain. A city that keeps believing in quarterbacks who should have hung it up back when flip phones were still cutting edge. If you made it this far, you already know the drill. Hit that like button, subscribe, share this with a friend, and buckle up, because if Cleveland's proven anything, it's that the drama never ends.